right. Hey. So, it's Monday, March 30th today. And as of yesterday, the federal government has decided that, the country's going to be essentially shut down. Non-essential workers not going to work, social distancing for a month until April 30th. So I figured it's been a perfect time to start chatting, start talking, and talking about what's going on right now in our lives, in everybody's lives, but in mine in particular, with Basil, of course. I'm very lucky in this situation, even though my industry as a whole is hurting deeply right now. All of us have lost our jobs essentially in the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry. I've written an article entitled "A Cry for Help." I wrote that on March 19th, and I plan to also write a call to act. Because at the time it was helpless, and now it's more, I feel like action is necessary. And there are some great things that are acting right now. We have SaveRestaurants.co and Roar, to name just two, but there are many, many more. I do feel it's very important for us to not have too many more, and to actually have more isolated ones that are going to help the problem as a whole. I think SaveRestaurants.co and the IRC are really, the Independent Restaurant Coalition, the IRC, are very much doing what needs to be done and taking the right approach when it comes to understanding what the federal government is doing, understanding where the money is going to actually go, and be responsibly allocated and properly allocated when we do have this stimulus package and bailout, if you will. Money, $440 billion is a lot of money, but if it doesn't go to the right places, it doesn't go to the right assets, if it doesn't go to proper rent relief, payroll for all of the employees so they don't have to be furloughed and lose their jobs, if it doesn't go to the right to the purveyor, to the farmer. I mean, there's so many elements of it that I don't want to talk about right now, because a lot of people are doing that work, and I think it's really admirable. A lot of my peers and coworkers and colleagues have been doing amazing cooking shows, teaching people how to cook at home, which is awesome. I think it's really admirable as well. And I think it's important, to have that. But I'm not going to do that at all. I'd like to instead try to help the people in my own industry, because most of them already know how to do all those things. But I think the people who I want to help are the ones who are hurting the most, who are the ones who are, the most meaningful to me in a lot of ways. Well, in every way, actually. The people I care about the most, people who have worked for me, who I've worked for. And I think our mental health right now is at a very, very big risk. And what I mean by that is most people are not really equipped to deal with this type of situation. Most people in the hospitality industry, when you think about it, we interact with people socially every single day. I was doing the math. I think like on a normal day for me, I interact with about 150 people a day, give or take. I'm an executive chef of a Michelin-star restaurant and a hotel as well. So there are a lot of people, and some people may interact with even more than that, and some people will interact with even less. If you're a server, you're interacting with all your guests, and if you're a som, you're interacting with everybody, in a different way. And every single human being in a restaurant, from the, owner at the top to the, whoever you want to call the bottom, but let's just say for whatever intents and purposes, like the porters and everything like that, but everyone is equally as important, in my opinion. Everyone interacts with so many people, and you get so used to being in touch with human beings every day. And that's a void that you can't really fill. And you also get so used to working. The reality is we just work a lot, and we've gotten used to it. The average, minimum average shift for a sous chef is 12 hours. And that's just the baseline minimum, really. A lot of sous chefs will work 16 hours. A lot of executive chefs, whatever you want to be. It's not unheard of in any way, shape, or form. So not only have you taken away social contact, you've also taken away just work in general. So what I would like to do is talk about how we can cope through this. And I'm extremely lucky myself. I have an amazing, wonderful love of my life, fiance Laura, who is here at home with me, but also she's working, so we have income coming in, even though I am now officially on unemployment. She's amazing. We're having kind of a blast and having fun. We're making food and dinners and themes, and we did Sunday brunch yesterday, and it's great to have a partner who you really can spend the time with. Not everybody has that. So I'm very lucky there. I also, of course, have baseline. Having baseline in my life is pretty much the best thing in the entire world ever. Oh, I know she's not gonna like this as much, but it's okay. But she makes everything so much easier because she has no idea what's going on, and she senses some stuff because she can't play with all the dogs anymore, and we can't go to the dog park. But we still go on our runs down the East River. We found some empty ball fields until they were closed off. And in general, she makes things very happy. So I'm very lucky for those things. But I'm also very lucky because in a lot of ways, this is the type of situation that I have been, in my life, have made choices to kind of be ready for. And you can go, baby. You can go. Want to go back up? Okay. Go back up. Okay. She really likes the perch. I don't know why. If you can see here, she's just perched on our couch. But sorry. Anyway, I'm very lucky because I've actually, in many ways, been ready for something like this, and I don't mean that in I'm ready for prophecy type of way. I mean just simply, I've kind of always been a jack of all trades. I don't want to say master of none. I think I'm fairly good at what I do for a living. And if nothing else, the cooking part is only a small part of being a chef nowadays, and being a leader, being a therapist in some ways, being an HR counselor, being, it's much more than cooking. Pretty sweet. But along the way, I've had a lot of hobbies, dating back to when I was in college, that I've focused a lot on. Playing guitar is a massive one of mine, singing, writing music, working out at home, not joining a gym. I've been doing that for a while, but also I just started this year, I think in February, right before my birthday, so having that going, doing Tai Chi every single morning, Tai Chi, writing, like I told you, falling in love with reading has been fun. Also trying to learn Korean. I do know a few languages, French, Spanish, Italian, fairly well. I know some things in Mandarin, some things in Japanese, but kind of to kick the stone around pretty much type of stuff. But then my fiance Laura, her family is all from Korea, and then they're amazing people and they speak English. But it would be so fun for me to come out of this actually learn Korean, right? So learning a language, something that I already enjoyed to do. And so I kind of want to share all of those things with you, with everybody. And I'd love to see everybody's things as well, their routine. And I get it. For some of you have no money. Some people out there who this is really for in a lot of ways as well. Undocumented workers who do work for us, and we obviously get documentation, but we all know some of the truth, right? Without knowing it necessarily, but is a real issue in this country in terms of undocumented workers who are not going to get any federal relief as of right now and who need it so badly. And some of those people are at the core of, our industry. Okay. And it's that to me is tough. That's where my heart goes out to in times like this in a lot of ways. But some of you, your kids are used to be at school, or usually are at school, and now you have to deal with not only teaching them, but also feeding them and being around them. And those are things that do not go unnoticed for me. Like, as I said earlier, I'm very, very lucky in terms of the issues that I have to deal with on a daily basis right now. And some people have to deal with much more massive issues than I do. And I am aware of that. It's funny, Laura and I were we're supposed to get married in May. Do not think that will be happening. We'd originally picked April 20th, but then it looked like May 11th was going to be the date that we were going to get married. And obviously after that, starting to have a family and everything, focusing on that process. Looks like that's going to have to be postponed a bit, but it also makes me think about how if we did have a kid right now, how difficult that would be for many reasons, but also in terms of just the practical difficulties. Although it is a nice opportunity to bond with a newborn or bond with a child, and also bond with your pet. We don't have a child, as of today, March 30th, we will have had her for 1 whole year, which is crazy to think. She is 16 months old now, 15 and a half months old now. She was 3.5 months old when we got her. Not potty trained, barely crate trained, still had her baby teeth. Sharp baby teeth. And to see how different it is with her now, it's amazing. It's been an amazing growth, and it's been an amazing bonding experience to have her along this journey. And to focus a lot of my energy and our energy into her along this journey, because it's important to have some things that are outlets. So again, to be a little bit more clear, this is not going to be about food or cooking for me. Maybe there will be something about food and cooking, obviously, because we're doing it every day. But the point of this isn't to showcase or address food and cooking. It's actually to address the other things in the way to stay sane, to way to prioritize your mental health, and also to come out of this, stronger in a lot of ways. And I don't mean stronger just physically, but hopefully yes, but also emotionally, spiritually, learning some new talent, learning some new things, really getting involved with a lot of other aspects that could be part of your daily life that maybe we are letting be on the side while we pursue work. And right now, for many, many, many people around the world, especially in this country and especially in New York City, we've lost work, right? That just doesn't exist at this moment in time. Like, what we do, our jobs have been taken from us at this moment in time. But we're also problem solvers. We bring solutions to problems. We're positive people with strong work ethics, and we're honest with ourselves, right? So now is the time to be as positive as you could possibly be, and to do something that makes yourself better. Because when this all ends, when we come out of it, whenever that is, if you've done something to positively affect yourself, to create positive change for yourself, then I guarantee that you will help create positive change for your larger community. And I don't think that's debatable, to be honest with you. You don't need to be practicing your knife skills right now, but you could be turning potatoes into, perfectly seven-sided footballs all day long, and that could be something that, again, you're positively affecting yourself and changing yourself, and you're taking that. You can definitely be doing stuff like that. There's no shame or harm in that. But you can also be taking this opportunity to expand your own horizons in ways that maybe you never even thought you would have the opportunity to do. And that's what this is. This is an opportunity. Right? So today is March 30th. As of now, April 30th is the new earliest time that we could possibly be going back to work. If that's even realistic, we don't even know. But as of now, it's the earliest before social distancing practices are going to be stopped. So let's have some fun with it. And I know that's tough, and I know it's easy for me to say, because for some people it's not fun at all. And I want to acknowledge that it's very grim for a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who literally have no idea what they're going to be doing tomorrow, because they have no direction, no income, no anything. I've fielded many calls and texts over this past week, literally just with that feel of helplessness, like, chef, I don't even know where I'm gonna get my medicine from. Like, what does this mean? Like, how is this gonna work? And my advice has been to file for unemployment immediately. Like, everyone, if you have not filed for unemployment and you work in the hospitality service industry, please do so now. Okay? If I have a few messages, like public service announcements, file for unemployment, stay home. You know, Basil and I do go on runs down the East River, like I said, but we practice social distancing. You know, we're wearing gloves, we're not in any way interacting, even with the dogs, unfortunately, which sucks for them, but like, just practice social distancing or just simply stay home. You know, we've told everybody in our building, if they need stuff, I am willing to go outside, washing our hands all the time, sanitizer, the whole works. You know, but I will go outside and buy groceries for people. We have this one beautiful, wonderful woman who's undergoing chemotherapy. She's in her like 70s. She's been a great neighbor of Laura. Laura's lived here for 12 years. So, and this woman has lived here her whole life. And we went and visited her the other day just to check in on her. And it looks like, you know, she'd just gone to chemo for 6 hours, and she's just so drained. And you know, we're getting her groceries from the store so that this way she doesn't have to go outside, because you can't go outside at this point. And you know, she's a little dog as well, Cavalier King Charles, who's got cataracts, 12 years old. You know, we walk the dog as well, just whatever it takes, right? If you can, help your neighbors. If you need help, reach out to your neighbors, or reach out to somebody. As I said many times, I am extraordinarily lucky and privileged to not be suffering the way that some people are suffering. And even though I do not have a job as well, just like everyone else, I'm in a very lucky and privileged situation to be able to be talking about things to make life better, and not to be simply scrambling to survive, as some people are currently. And that's not lost on me. Right now, the restaurant industry needs leadership. It needs global and federal leadership. Needs governmental representation. And it needs people with a much more powerful voice than I have, stepping up and doing the right thing, and ensuring that the right people get the right funds so that we can bounce back. And I think we will bounce back. Likewise, the government needs real leadership, and I'm not going to go into it too much there, but the reality is that it's been very clear that our leadership is lacking at this moment in time, in terms of giving honest and realistic projections, information, and data to the American people, so that we can properly prepare for whatever the truth is and the reality is. You know, I also think that whatever's happening in China, and I've read many articles regarding that, I don't want to go into that too much, but it does seem like there's some irresponsible, and again, with being delicate about this type of situation, because I'm not trying to take a stance one way or the other, there does seem to be an irresponsible amount of lack of reporting of cases, giving an unrealistic sense of relief and hope and timeline that the rest of the world has kind of been looking at and paying attention to, that might not be as real as we think. And it's unfortunate, because right now we need global leadership. We need people who are truly just telling the world what needs to be done, how to do it, how long it will need to be done for, so that we can then properly execute that vision and that plan. That's the rest of done with my PSAs. So, what will you see in these videos? You might see Tai Chi one morning. You might see some workouts for sure, you know, things that you can do at home, since I've already been doing workouts at home and haven't been gone to the gym in a long time. I'm actually pretty well equipped with that. And there's a lot of things you can do that you don't even know that are the same as doing in the gym, except you're doing it with your own body weight, and it's actually very good for you. A lot of core exercises, a lot of strengthening exercises. We'll go over a lot of that. You will definitely see a lot of guitar, and hopefully some music writing, and you know, as people ask for it, lessons if you want it, whatever it is you want, ask. That's the other fun thing about this. If there's stuff that people actually want to see, tell me about it. Right? Talk to me. Basil will be involved in many, many things. That's just the nature of having an amazing, beautiful puppy. She's a Beagle Border Collie mix, 50-50, and the cutest pie. And she's, you'll see her tricks, you'll see her do her obedience stuff. We'll do all of her training every day. And again, extremely blessed to have something so precious and wonderful and lovely in my life. And then, I'm not going to show you writing. I'm not going to have you watch reading. Maybe we'll laugh through the beginning stages of me learning Korean. Started with the alphabet yesterday. It was entertaining, to say the least. But yeah, maybe we can learn some of that together. Go from there and see how we can all come out of this better. And I think that's a very important thing. Is that we take this time to better ourselves in whatever way that means to you. Take the time to better yourself. And stay positive. If we stay positive, we come back stronger than ever. I know it's very harder now. For some people, it's harder than others. Stay positive. Alright? Again, I'm Jack Logue. It's great to meet you all. And let's get this started.